What's up guys, I'm back like I never left. In this video we are going to be talking about the top 2 electric vehicle companies that ARK Invest has invested in that could potentially have massive moves for the next coming week. So we're going to go over exactly what is the catalyst and what is the ideal price point to get involved in these companies. I'm also doing a quick stock market recap and also some important economic reports and some earnings that we need to be watching out for tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned. Now let's get right into the video. Now I really appreciate it if you can hit the like button. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop it in the comment section below. So the first company that we are going to be talking about, it is going to be Tesla. Tesla stock is up today 4.89% of the upside. There is a huge massive catalyst that can affect this company for this week and also for next week. It's going to be included in the S&P 500 specifically on December 21st. But of course, there may be a lot of buying pressure coming in for this company as we get closer and closer to that day. So once they're going to be included in the S&P 500, there's going to be a lot of funds that are going to start to include Tesla in their portfolio. So that is definitely going to help the stock price to go higher a little bit. So Tesla stock's going to be included in the index funds, so that is going to definitely apply some buying pressure, and we might see some huge volume coming into Tesla stock in the next few days and also till next week. So as you can see over here, the volume of course starts to increase for the past few weeks, so we might expect even more volatility and more volume to increase for Tesla stock. So there's going to be a lot of buying and selling going on for that specific company. So we're going to go over in detail, talk about exactly what is the ideal price point and get involved in it right now. So ideally, if it pulls back somehow, if it pulls back below $600, like over here, if it goes below to $570, that is an ideal price point and get involved in it. But right now, I don't think that can potentially be going to 571. This is a huge catalyst that made the stock to drop from the 52-week high that it made over here from $654 all the way down to 571, close to that price point, because of they're going to be adding more than $5 billion worth of shares. They're going to be diluting the shares, and that affected the stock price to go down. So it recovered, went up to $600. So if you want to get involved in it, if there's a sell-off that happened within the next few days, ideally if it goes to $600, that is a solid buy point if it goes below $600. So definitely be on the lookout for Tesla stock, and these are going to be the ideal price point to get involved in it. So now let's talk about the other electric vehicle company that ARK Invest has started to invest in. So now ARK Invest started to get involved in NIU. Now this is an auto manufacturer from China, and they produce scooters. So we're going to go in detail, look at some of the models and see how they're potentially expected to grow in the future. How are they expanding right now? What are their revenues, etc.? We're going to be talking about that later on. But as you can see over here, the share outstanding for this company is not a lot. There's only 86.3 million shares available, and of course institution owned 26%. So out of those institutions, ARK Invest owns more than 600 shares. So we're going to go over and look at exactly how many shares ARK Invest and which ETF that they hold NIU. So they own NIU in their ARK KQ ETF. So as you can see over here, the stock price broke out of the $25 area and it went to $35. Now it's pulling back. It's below $30. So this is definitely ideal price point to get involved in it, because you can definitely risk off of the $25 area. And if it goes below 25, you can definitely get out of it. But of course, they could potentially, this stock can definitely be trading higher in the future. When we look at the numbers, year over year, this company has been growing in China and also across internationally. They've been growing more than 35% year over year internationally. If you have noticed, a lot of people in Asia use scooters to travel within the city, like in Vietnam and also in China too. So as we transition into electric vehicles, this is going to be one of the ideal backhand to definitely help that transition and also help emission of carbon dioxide. There's a lot of pollution, of course, in Asia, especially in China and Beijing, and this can definitely be one of the tools, one of the cars, one of the vehicles that they can use to help reduce the pollution. So as you can see over here, they have more than 7.1 million kilometers driven by these scooters, and the total active riders as of right now is more than 340,000, and the total carbon dioxide emission saved is right around over here, and that is really fantastic. And also, usually when you are looking at even the US and also some other Asian countries, they used to have where you can actually rent out these scooters. But right now, this company is mainly focused on selling this individual scooters, so they have different type of models. As you can see over here, this is the NQ GTS, NQ Sports, and also their speed is super fast too. They have the MQI GT, MQI Sports, MQI, and also have the UKI GT, UKI. So these are different products that they have over here. And of course, as I mentioned, as we transition into more of, saving the environment and helping to reduce the emissions of carbon dioxide and things like that across the world, these are going to be the backup vehicles that people can definitely use. And also, it's more affordable, more cheaper when it comes to owning these scooters instead of owning an electric vehicle car, So that's definitely going to be what you may be looking for, the thesis of actually getting involved in this company for the long term. So now let's talk about exactly, how many shares that ARK Invest owns in this company. As I mentioned, they own more than 600,000 shares in their RKQ ETF. The ideal price point to get involved in this company, if the price drops closer to $25, of course, if you want to get involved for the long term, you can just buy it. And of course, you can just wait for a few months, a few quarters for the company to kind of give out some of the delivery numbers, some of the data that they have that can definitely affect the stock price in the short term. So definitely keep it in your watch list and I use. So now let's talk about exactly what are the companies that are going to be reporting earnings for tomorrow. So these are going to be their companies that are going to be reporting earnings for tomorrow, for Tuesday. So we have before market hours. You have the Chinese company over here. We got Nordstrom that's going to be reporting earnings after hours. Also, when you see what happened to the stock market today, we started relatively good, but however, we started to sell off to the downside. The major companies that have been selling off to the downside. Disney went down 3.65%. They got a downgrade. We have Pfizer going down 4.64%. We have some of the energy stocks that we talked about in the past. The energy sector just pulling back to the downside. We have some financial stocks been pulling back to the downside. So of course, Disney sold off, Netflix liked it, and it's up 3.81% to the upside, So what we're going for, what we have to look for is definitely going to be some of the comments that came out of New York, the governor and some of the people over there said that they could potentially be doing a lockdown over there. So that definitely affected the stock market a little bit to the downside, but still we have some strong sectors that perform relatively well. We got the semiconductor stocks, Nvidia, Intel perform very well compared to the other stocks that we are looking at right now. So moving forward, for tomorrow, we have some important economic reports that are going to significantly affect some of the sectors, for example, the retail. So we have at 8:30 a.m., we got the retail sales numbers for the period of November. And we also have at 9:45, we got the Mark Manufacturing PMI. And we also have at 10 a.m., we got the business inventories. And also at 10 a.m., we got the NAHB Home Builders Index. And at 2 p.m., we got the Federal Reserve announcement. And at 2:30 p.m., we got the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, is going to be doing a press conference, So this is really important. So 2:30 p.m. from 2 p.m. So that can significantly affect the stock market. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And if you have any questions, any comments, you should drop in the comment section below. If you want to sign up for Webull or join the free Discord chat or, join the Patreon page, links available in the description box. But I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Let's get it. Have a wonderful